final segment of Emma O'Farrell's interview came down to the infamous 64 and more 10 questions, until Emma happened to mention that she really couldn't see me, which, considering she had welcomed me at the door, led me into her home, and helped me set up my video equipment, was pretty unbelievable. But that day, as she had done for the 20 years before receiving her Prose contact lenses, Emma had blindly carried on all of those activities, never once revealing to me in any way that she was basically sightless. After more than an hour talking about her newly recovered vision, I was stunned by this revelation. Then I asked her why she couldn't see.
I lost a lens about a month ago, my left one, and I lost it in the house, and I can't find it anywhere.
Well, I can't imagine you can find it because it's clear and not that big. I mean, the size of a quarter, but still, do you imagine you're going to find this?
I live in hope, and probably when I get the new lens is when I'll find the old one. That's kind of how things go. So I have the right lens, and I'm not wearing it today because it means that when I wear the one, I have to put a patch on the other eye. So to be like this,
got it.
You have a blind spot, and it's difficult. And I'm self-conscious of it, and I just don't want to wear it. I did contact my doctor, and I recently had an appointment with her. And I go back within a month to get fitted for a replacement.
So she's given you 30 days to find it?
Yeah.
And how many days are we into that 30 days?
Quite a few. It happened, and I very rarely took my lenses out in the bedroom, but for some reason this day I did. And why I decided to do that, I don't know, but when I take one lens out, I'm working on different vision in both eyes because I have one lens in and one lens out. And by the end of the day, my vision is just not good once the lenses are out. So when I went to take the second one out, cleaned it, went to put it away, it hit the case and dropped and bounced, and that was it.
Did you caution tape off the entire room for a period of time?
My husband sent everybody out, and he came in because he's got fantastic eyesight, sent everybody out. He demolished the place looking for it. Moved furniture, moved the bed, moved just everything, and couldn't find it.
How can it not be there?
We don't know. It is just a mystery as to where it could be. But the one thing was, the lens had a nick on the edge of it. It had like a chip. And he thinks that when it bounced, it might have caught onto part of my clothing. So it could be anywhere in the house potentially, or it could be outside.
What's the price range of what something like this costs?
About $13,000.
Can you buy just one?
Yes. I go back in a month so that she can do the tests that she needs to do. I guess she wants to maybe see whether it's deteriorated or not. Do we need to change the prescription and things like that? I have good days and bad days with my eyes. Some days with the lenses in, it's not quite 20/20/25. Sometimes it's worse, and it depends on different factors. Am I tired? Is it the weather? Is it allergies? Things like that.
Is there anything about you or about your condition or about the treatment that we didn't talk about that you want to be sure people know?
Karen DeLoss. I really want people to know that Karen DeLoss is there, and the remarkable work that she can do to help people with this same condition. I really want to put her name forward, and that was the one focus I'd put on Bike for Sight when I did this ride, was when everything was said and done and this money was raised, I really wanted people to know that it was because of Karen DeLoss that I decided to do this.
Who is the most important person in your life?
My mom.
And what's her name?
Jill.
What is the most valuable thing to you?
My sight.
What makes you happiest? No matter when or how or why it happens, it just makes you happy.
Being around family.
Define family.
My husband, my kids, being with my mother-in-law and my nephew and my brother-in-law and his kids. I really like that. But it also makes me think about my family back home in Scotland. It makes me think of them, and I really cherish those moments.
What do you enjoy doing the most?
Bike riding.
Not a surprise. What is your biggest life fear, and how have you or do you try to overcome it?
At the moment, I would say my biggest life fear is probably losing a member of my family.
And so how do you overcome that fear so that it's not oppressive to you?
Spend time with them.
Is it important for you to spend time with other people, or is being alone something that's really needed for you?
No, being alone isn't that important to me. It's being with other people. I'm very much a people person.
How do you define quality of life?
I think quality of life is definitely having your health, having your loved ones around you, and definitely being able to find a way to enjoy life because it's so short.
Do you consider what society terms as important significant to you in your life, or do you march to your own drummer?
I think what society defines as important really isn't. It's not as important to me. I think what's important is not what you're wearing or how you look. I guess it comes down to the type of person you are and what's inside.
What's your lifetime dream?
My lifetime dream, that's a tough question. Obviously, bike riding is going to be right up there. My lifetime dream, putting the bike riding aside, is basically to be able to sit back with my husband after so many years and look back on life and say, I did a good job.
Do you envision that happening?
I do. And I think I believe that because it's important to me. It's very important to me.
And as we've heard over the last couple of hours, if it's important to Emma, it's probably going to happen.
Hopefully. I mean, if it goes the way that I hope it does, and because I like to see things, and if I want to go for it, I'll go for it. Life's too short otherwise.